Hey, in the final segment, we got to drag another chair in here. You know, Gary Franchi, we're having great discussions during the break. Gary Franchi just told me I woke him up. I didn't know I woke the great Gary Franchi up as well. But I've described to my audience, and well, actually not the audience yet, the internal office, I feel like I'm Gizmo, the good gremlin. And the problem is they put drops of water on my back and all these other media activists pop off. But very few of them turn out to be good. And I think you guys have turned out to be good. The problem is these little gremlins that pop off my back. Anybody's seen gremlins? They put the water on them and more of them pop off. Then if you feed them after midnight, they really get bad, isn't it? and there's like probably 20 or 30 locals who move down here who are like bad gremlins. And we have to even hide out from them or they'll come over here and cause problems. And they get in, I mean, literally, gremlins is the way to describe them. So I am the good Gizmo, and Franchi is a good little creature, and so is William Lewis. No. I mean, you know, for me, it is a great feeling, though, to know I have reached hundreds of millions of people. Hundreds of millions of people have seen my films, seen my clips, seen my material, and it's all coming to an end as they openly announce. I had 2 or 3 mainstream articles today where they said, no, we're going to shut down freedom on the web, and so is Europe, and we're going to ban all this anti-government stuff. And now they're trying to pass hate laws and trying to pass the Cyberbullying Act, where if you hurt someone's feelings, you're arrested. And Hannah Montana, the character, and Cyrus, the real girl, is promoting it. And so, I mean, it's really happening, and I don't think they can let us be out there very much longer. That's why I'm trying to make more films, promote more films, be in other people's films. But I'll tell you this, I've told the Wall Street Journal and a bunch of other big newspapers no to interviews this last week. And they freak out and they go, don't you want to be in the Wall Street Journal? Don't you want to be in Time Magazine? And I'm like, no, I don't want to have a hit piece and have you here in my office. But I do want to have you guys here because you are what matters. It doesn't mean anything to be in some twisted article, just have my name in it. I don't care about that. I care about reaching the people through your film. But you were making some points as we went to break there. What was the other point about the amount of change you've seen in the world, the things you've done, which is another testament to other people out there being leaders. That's why the establishment attacks me so much and tries to discredit me or says I'm the government or I'm bad or I'm a Knight of Malta and I'm not even Catholic and all this stuff. Is because they want to divide us all and make us all feel weak and then make you feel like I'm not for real, so you can't believe that you're for real, and so you can't believe that you're actually going to be able to affect change and go out there and do great things. But, you know, I tell you, Gary Franchi's for real. I've seen the fruits of his work, and I've seen the fruits of your work, not out infighting, not stirring up trouble, producing good films, reaching people. That is what the establishment is scared to death of. So I salute you both.
Thank you. And there's nothing I hate worse than politics, maybe office politics. But I know we had some discussions about individuals in the truth movement who may not be who they say they are, but you definitely are, and we're very honored to be here and have you in this film.
Well, I mean, it's not even a lot of people out there are government operatives. Their society is collapsing. Are you notice how much cheating and lying and stealing and stuff is going on these days? Mm-hmm. I mean, society is in free fall. And that's why we're here to warn good people to get ready and to deal with it and for good people not to give the scum any slack anymore. I don't care if it's a corrupt cop or a corrupt neighbor or a corrupt boss or a corrupt employee. It's time to stop being wimps. It's time to get tough and get serious and get focused, because this is a real world. You know, this isn't touch football we're playing out here, and the New World Order's coming in big time. I want to go to calls, but I wanted to bring this up to you, and I want to make sure in the interview we cover this because amazing things are happening. The news comes out and says the Federal Reserve is going to get all this new power. And then you read the new power, it says to take over any government, any agency, any corporation they want, just like they've grabbed Chrysler and GM and the banks. And they're going to micromanage every facet of our lives. And the New York Times reports separately that they're hiring criminals to join the Obama Enviro brigades. But the New York Times says that's a good idea. This is a new form of government is now being born. We have the private Federal Reserve coming in and now openly becoming the government. They were always there manipulating it and steering it. But now the Federal Reserve, as a regional governorship of this new Bank of the World, is openly becoming the new public dictatorial power over everything public and private. I mean, this is unspeakably huge, what's being announced, and they're announcing it like
it's no big deal. Your comments on that?
Well, that's because we've been acclimated. Used to, we would frown and, immediately jump up out of our seats and scream bloody murder when we heard some of these things that were going on in our own government. Now it's just commonplace. You can't turn on the news, radio, or anything and hear anything but manipulation these days. So we're acclimated to it. They've got us exactly where they want us, and that's our job, to go out there and wake up the people, the other 99% who are out there who don't know what's going on.
Absolutely, and I want to encourage listeners again one more time to go to Infowars.com, the secure online video bookstore shopping cart. We only carry the very best films. That's why we carry William Lewis's great films, Life on the Edge of a Bubble, Blowing the American Dream. And it's just such an important film. Life on the Edge of a Bubble is a heart-pounding amusement park ride through the never-ending sequence of intoxicating manias and inflation bubbles, culminating in devastating panics and crashes since the inception of the American experiment. Although we rarely consider our financial system an experiment, changes in the monetary games we have played undermine the integrity of the political system. Almost every 20 years since our nation's inception, each generation finds itself living on the edge of a bubble. Rising prices of real estate, stocks and bonds and commodities lure us to borrow our way to prosperity. However, our current crisis is not unique. Right along as we uncover the real, invisible hand operating this roller coaster, tempting us with hope as we climb the ladder of the American dream, seeming placed within our grasp, only to plunge helpless as we watch it disappear beneath the tidal waves of toxic debt. Is there hope that we can end this perpetual cycle, and in doing so secure the blessings of liberty and promotion of the general welfare for everyone? And it is a credit bubble, financial crisis, panic, bailout. It goes on and on. Available at Infowars.com or by calling toll-free 888-253-3139. Let's go ahead and roll part of the trailer. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, the trailer for Life on the Edge of a Bubble. You give $1,000 to an empire right before he calls the play. What do you call that? A bribe. You give $1,000 to a judge right before he renders a verdict. What do you call that? A bribe. You give $1,000 to a politician right before he votes on your bill. What do you call that? A campaign contribution.
Is this the United States Congress or the board of directors of Goldman Sachs?
The plan we have before us today, the rescue plan, is vastly different from the original one sent to us by the administration. Today it's about protecting Main Street, not Wall Street.
They're going to pay out $18 billion in bonuses.
It's about protecting the American taxpayer, not CEO salaries.
They paid an average of $2.6 million to every executive at the first 116 banks that got taxpayer money under TARP.
Live on the edge of the bubble.com. You can also get it there, or as I said, at Infowars.com. Very, very exciting. Is there a way to watch the film online yet, or is it just on DVD?
Nope, just on DVD. Typically, we don't like to stream the movies when they first come out because we haven't even gotten them at the festivals yet. I want to see it in a big screen.
No, I understand. Yeah, they won't even let you in the festivals or then on TV and things if you put it on the web first. That's why I forego being able to put it on TV, forego all that money and stuff, which is probably stupid, because I just like to release it instantly for free and hammer the enemy. But I don't disagree with what you're doing.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we didn't protect the disc. It's not copy protected. So people, when you get a copy, can make their own copies and give them to friends and family. We just don't want them selling them.
But still, folks don't even appreciate that. I mean, we've got to make some seed money here. I mean, I can have 15 million views of the Obama deception and only sell 10,000 of them. I need to sell these to make the money to make more films.
Oh, exactly. And this is the argument that we get all the time is, if you really believe in the cause or if you're really doing what you say you're doing, then you're going to give this film away for free. And it's like, well, the film cost me a lot of money to make. How can I give it away for free? And how can I make the next one?
Well, I mean, here's an example, the Aaron Russo thing. Listeners kept asking me to make an Aaron Russo deal off the free video we put out. I went and interviewed him, put it out for free. That wasn't enough. And then we took about a week and a half, slapped it together, put it out with some updates and some video clips, kind of a nice memorial for him. People are like, how dare you sell it when it's free on the web? And my thing is, we've sold so few copies, the few thousand DVDs I've got, I'm just going to do a deal where they're free when you get the Obama deception or something just to get it out. I thought it was a nice thing to do. But that's why we have the Money Bomb, and people that have brains and have businesses and know how much this costs donated so I can make more films. I'm going to try to double what I do in the next year. That means I'm not going to see my family much, but we don't know if in a year we're going to even be allowed to be on the web anymore. It may be 6 months. I mean, they're openly saying in the New York Times they're going to restrict our free speech. So people need to support you financially. They need to support us financially. And they do that by getting Life on the Edge of a Bubble, blowing the American dream. But also you get a great film and you support alternative media. You support independent media. You grow a new voice. When you just sit there and watch NBC or ABC or Fox and then buy the stuff from their sponsors, you're supporting the enemy. But see, that's a government psyop to say, no one's allowed to write a book or make a film but us. And then most of it, they use our taxpayer money to do. This is a free will thing. So I'm not buffaloed. I'm not ashamed to ask for donations at InfoWarsMoneyBomb.com.